Hey ladies and gents, this is Linda, Chic777. I am coming at you today with a couple of videos. It's finally here. It's finally completed. You've been hearing me talk about it for months. These are the projects I've done for Swap with Miss Julianna. I love vintage scrap. I was so excited. A few months back, she had commented on one of my videos about how cute whatever it was I had made, and let's do a swap sometime. And I had read it and I thought, oh, how sweet. She's being nice. And I didn't think a thing about it after that. And then a few days later, I get a message from her. We should do a swap. And I nearly peed my pants. Oh my gosh, she's serious. Okay, now what do I do? And so today I'm going to show you what I've done. I was really nervous, you guys, because, you know, Miss Juliana is the queen of Shabby Chic. She does so awesome. But I plunged ahead and I made some stuff. So obviously I made 3 projects and then one kind of bonus project. And it is going to take a while if I try to do it all in one video. So I'm putting it in 2 videos. Now this first video, as you can see, says, you know, swap part 1. But part 2 is actually going to be labeled under the video design team entry for the piece by piece. And I will put the link down below. I have cleared it with Juliana. I wanted to do just a couple of her projects, a card and one of the projects I made for the design team entry. I was originally going to do another project and her card, but I didn't have time to get the project done, and I don't want to take the time to have to transition, you know, 2 clips together and edit the video and all that good stuff. So this is the way I'm going to do it. So I'm going to move my sign out of the way so we can get started. And did I say I'm going to put the link down below to the next video? Because in the design team video, I'm just going to show the items and say, you know, this is what I made for a friend. You know, I'm not going to say this is my swap stuff and all that good stuff. So the first thing I'm going to show you, you guys already seen it. I put the video out about a month ago, but I'm just going to kind of jog your memory with it. If you haven't seen it, I will have that link down below as well. And when I made this, I had made it for Juliana. It was intended her originally, but of course she didn't know that. So I think it had been a while before I put a project up. So I decided this is done. I'll go ahead and post the video on it. So, let me bring it in. Oopsie. Okay, here we go. So you guys remember this bottle. This is just the little extra that I made for her. So, handmade picket fence, some little roses and laces. I put a rose inside, a cute little tag on it, and it says, "Love me and the world is mine." So that is her little extra bonus project. Okay. Now the next thing I made, I went ahead and decorated some letters. And this is about 24 inches long, about, oh, I don't know, 16 inches tall. It's not going to fit all in the screen, so what I'll do is just kind of a sweeping motion from side to side first, and then we'll kind of get into it. And the letters say, "I heart you," okay? And it's got some wings on it, as you can now see I'm coming into. The paper I used was Graphic 45, Ladies Diary. Then it goes all the way across over to some more wings. So let's start with the wings. What I did is I got some kind of like canvas-like material. It's not really canvas, but it's, you know, canvas-like, really thick and heavy. And I drew out freehand some wings. And then I also drew out, they're really stiff, and I cut out some chipboard to go on the inside. Now the back, let me turn it over. The back is just the canvas material. As you can see, I'm going to call it canvas material. It's just easier. And what I did is took some scissors and distressed the edges to make it all, you know, ruffly like. And what I took to get it onto the back of the letters was just industrial staples, staple gun. So it's nice and strong and sturdy on there. On the front, I had these like lacy type, I think it was either dinner napkins or placemats. I can't remember. So I used that over the top. So you can kind of see the canvas sticking out here, and then I drew a smaller pattern with the lace that comes around on the inside. And then I inked it up. Everything's inked up with Lindy Stamp Gang, of course, and then I used texture paste to kind of, you know, give it a little more oomph to it. Okay, now we're coming on to the eye. As you can see, I kind of stamped everything, and the stamping is embossed. I used my texture paste. All the fabric is sewn like I usually do in distressed, Lindy Stamp Gang, or fabric paper, sewn, distressed, Lindy Stamp Gang, all that good stuff. On the side of the eye, I've got just like some kind of peach colored lace coming down. Okay, and then I've got some X and O wooden letters I got from Michaels, and these, the I and the U of these wooden letters are from Michaels. The heart I got at Walmart. It's a heart frame that I took apart to do. So, and then the letters, let me bring them up a little bit closer so you can see. They're just all kind of distressed, and they're painted and with Lindy Stamp Gang over the top of the paint, and then I used the spackle stuff over the top. And then from the O, I hung a little love charm, because when it lays flat, as you can see, I stamped always, so it'll say love always there. And then at the bottom of the eye, I used a little eye hook here. And it's not a Tim Holtz eye hook, so I know he puts those out. I just got these from the hardware store. And I hung some charms. This first one is just one I made. I just added a little bead cap in that. This one came from Walmart. And then this one, I had this little thing here I got from garage sale with a bunch of bag of springs. So I used it as the hanging bobber. And then I took one of those little mini bottle caps and I drilled a little hole in it so it could hang. And then in the middle of that, I glued this little flower. Now, all my flowers are I Am Roses or Wild Orchid Crafts or Saw Crafters flowers. I like those three flower designs or whatever. And then on the top of this flower that I glued in the center of the bottle cap, I got distressed on it and painted on it. I added German glass glitter on the bottle cap and on the top of the flower. So there's that charm. And then coming on to the heart, now this is a wood frame, like I said, at Walmart that I got. And I put the paper on top, and then over the top of that, just on the top half, I took actual chicken wire, as you can see, and I took wire cutters and laid it on top of the heart, and I cut it so it would fit over the top and the shape of the heart. So this is real chicken wire over the top. And then I've added, you know, the paint and stuff over the top of it, the spackle paint, to give it texture. And on this side, as you can see, I've got some gems coming down, my little gems, spray gems I like. The flowers, and all the flowers I've got, you know, paint over the top of them, Lindy Stamp Gang. I've got the texture spackle stuff on it. I've got German glass glitter. They're really hard. Okay. So in the midst of this center of flowers, I've got a little spring and a little heart charm hanging. And then I've got a great big bauble down here. And then I've got some more of the little gems coming down this way. And at the point of the heart, this is just a clay mold that I made from a stamp. And then I put texture on the top of that and German glass glitter. I'll kind of turn it sideways. Maybe you can kind of see the glass glitter on it. And then coming up to this side, over here, what I have done is, this is from a book of poetry I got, and it says, love is a circle that doth let's try this again. Love is a circle that doth restless move in the same sweet eternity of love. And what I did is, you know, sewed it and distressed it and curled it up and put texture on it. And then I put it inside a Tim Holtz little memo pin. Behind this whole ensemble, you can kind of see it is a Tim Holtz frame, a little Tim Holtz metal frame back there. And then, oh, right here is a Tim Holtz pen nib, so it looks like it kind of wrote that little line of poetry there. And in here I've got some of my gems again, so it matches. Over here's like a little light bulb, and I've got German glass glitter on it. Some more flowers in here. Right here I've got a little butterfly. Here I've got a little metal word from my stash. It says dream, because we all know Julianna's favorite word is dream, so I wanted to put that in there. Coming down to some more flowers and another little gem spray. I'll go over here real quick. I've hung some charms that comes down from behind the little Tim Holtz metal frame, and I just made a little charm ensemble here. Little pink and white little beads in there. And then I hung a clock and put German glass glitter and distress stuff on it, texture, and then hung a long like diamond gem charm. So that'll just hang freely. And then she can put her picture of her and her little honey right inside here. And back over to here, coming from underneath the dream, I just curled up some Tim Holtz film strip ribbon, and I tucked it behind to the back of the U. You can see it. I originally wanted underneath the paper, but I forgot to do that before I put the paper on because I love to hide all my raw edges. I don't want it seen, so this gets seen. I'm sorry, I apologize. I know, right? I like everything to look finished because as you can see, the back is all finished off. And I've put hangers on the back too while I'm back here so that she can hang it up on the wall. Okay, and then on to the U. Here's some more stamping I've done and embossed it. And then here on the side it says Forever Yours. It's just a stamp from my stash. In the center I've got some more little eye hooks, and then I've hung some charms. And this I got from Walmart, a little charm, and then this is just a little heart that I got from Michael's. And this is from Walmart. It's actually for, like, it's in the jewelry making section. And I thought, how cute is that? I think it's to put pictures in to hang charms. But I printed this off of a transparency. It says, I Carry Your Heart. And if any of you have watched my video, you know my favorite poem is I Carry Your Heart by E. E. Cummings. So I put that inside of that little charm there. And then I added just like a little texture and stuff on it so that when that hangs, you'll be able to see that. I just love that. That's fun. And then over down here on this bottom of the U, I've got some more flowers, all textured and glossy, or German glass glitter on it. And then I've got, this is a clay too I made from a mold of Tim Holtz metal twos. Made a mold of that and then, you know, did my own clay thing. And then from the bottom of that, I hung a little key. And then over here, I've got some more kind of peach colored lace coming out the corner. And then on to the side for another, the other wing. So anyway, that's the decorative letters. I hope she likes it. So just kind of going back through so you guys get a look at everything again. I love the chicken wire on it. That was a fun touch. Thanks to Miranda, we all have been chicken wired, looking for a bunch of stuff to put chicken wire on. I love it. Just gives it such great texture. But anyway, so there is that. Okay. I really love this. It turned out fun. I just can totally see a picture of her and her honey in here. And it comes off, of course, because it's a picture frame from Walmart. So this unhooks and she can put a picture inside of it. Okay, so there's that one. Now this next one, I was going to originally put this on the design team video, but it's going to take a while to get through it. So this is her mini album, okay? One moment, please. Got to come over here on the floor and get it. All right, get it all set up. I don't know if I'd call it a mini album because it's rather big, but I'm calling it a mini album. I don't know if you'd call it a mini album, but I am. So I'm bringing it in, bird's eye view. We get it centered. Here is her mini album. And I'm going to bring this I Heart You out of the way. Now this mini album is, let's measure it. Let's see. It's 9.5 by about 9.5. The main part of the album, the wooden part, I got off. It's actually a gate album that I got off Mini Album Scraps Ning site, but I didn't use the little gates on it. You know, I put those aside because I didn't want to use the gates, but it's all wooden. And the first piece, the first page comes split like this, and then all the other 3 pages were whole. But I had my husband cut, because it's 4 pages. I had my husband cut 2 more of the pages so that they would be halfies like this, and the back pages left 1 whole sheet. So this has all been textured up. It's been sewn up. It's been, I'll bring it in so you can get a little bit better look. All the pages have been sewn up. They've been inked. They've been Lindy's Stamp Gang. I used all my, flower sources I love. Like I've said, Wild Orchid Crafts, I Am Rose's Saw Crafters. I used even some fabric flowers I got at our local antique mall. I used, let's go through the paper lines I used. I've used a few. I am not afraid to mix paper lines. If the colors match, I love it because I don't always buy all the embellishments for each paper line. So I'm sorry for those of you that like all your things together, but I love to mix and match. So the paper lines I use, look, I wrote it all down, see? The paper lines I used was Graphic 45's Ladies Diary, Die Cuts with a View, the French Country Stack, Prima, the romance novel and the tea time, Canvas Corp, I used a couple of single sheets off that, and in color box lines, some of the Victorian paper, Victorian Parlor, that paper. And then for the embellishments, a lot of them I used from the Prima romance novel, the Prima Nature Garden, the color box, the Victorian Parlor, and the Flea Market, and then Kaiser Craft Sweet Nothings line. And stamps I used was from Prima, Seven Gypsies, La Blanche, and then the masks that I used were from TCW and Prima. Because I use a lot of masks on here and modeling paste to get some texture as well. So I told Julianna I wanted to make this very romantic, and I was going to do it in like pinks because she loves pinks. We all know creams, that kind of thing. I have bound it. It's kind of thick. I guess it's about 4 inches thick. That's not too terrible, huh? And I have bound it like I do most of my albums because I just don't have rings big enough with the sheer ribbon that I get at Joann's. It's like a 2-inch wide sheer ribbon. Okay. And I'm going to bring it up. And you can see like up here in the top corner the texture. That's one of those TCW masks. And I used modeling paste. Over here in this corner you can see the chicken wire texture. I used some swirls texture from the Seven Gypsies. I used the gate down here. And what I did over most of the masks, as you can see up here, when I put the mask on and then I stamped over it with a script, and then I sprayed it with Lindy Stamp Gang. So my script kind of is brown, stays on ink, and it kind of gave it kind of a pink tone to it when I sprayed the Lindy Stamp Gang over the top. There's lots of laces. There's lots of flowers. There's everything on here. I use texture paste on stuff, as you can see, like down in through here. Bunch of texture. So on this left side of the page, first off, what I've got here, as you can see, these are kitchen handles. So it's kind of like, you know, you got to open the door to get inside. And on this left side, I bunched up some crocheted lace from Walmart. And then I added a fabric flower now from the Antique Crafters Mall I went to. And these flowers, I got cream ones and pink ones. They already are all wrinkled up like this, so it was perfect. And then what I did is just added texture to the top of them and sprayed them down with Lindy Stamp Gang. And then I also used gesso throughout the album, just kind of whitewashed everything, including the flowers and stuff. And in this, all the pages, which this one's going to be kind of hard to see, but they are layered upon layered. You know how I like to layer my papers. This front page alone has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of paper. So there's at least 4 to 6 layers of paper on each page. So this comes down the side, bunched up, and this is from the romance novel line. It says beautiful, and I just bunched it up and put texture on it. And the texture I used was that texture paint that I got from Michael's, just so you guys know that. And then over here I added a charm, since this says beautiful and in journey, so beautiful journey, and added a pink bauble and a little clear bauble on it. And then I even added texture like on the Tim Holtz tag there. And then on to the other side, all my texture going on. See, I love how those words, I love that template, mask. And then I added a Wild Orchid Crafts metal frame. And then this is the Canvas Core paper. I went down the list and told you about it. It was a love paper. I've showed it on one of my haul videos. And then I came down the line on this side, and this is, I think it's from Kaiser Craft Sweet Nothings. It's a chipboard piece, and I could be wrong. It's from one of those lines. Actually, this could be from the Color Box line, the Victorian Parlor. That might be what it is. Anyway, and then I added some flowers here, and this is one, again, another little fabric flower. And then through this flower, and you can see I textured the flowers. You can really, I'll bring it up, see all the texture on it. I took gesso over the tops, Lindy Stamp Gang, and then textured them. And a lot of them I really mushed down to make it look kind of old and shabby chic. And on this one, I stuck one of Seven Gypsies pin through it. And then on top of that, you could barely see it, it's so tiny, but I added a little bow charm and a key and a locket, and then I textured those two, added texture to them. And then down here's the gate, Seven Gypsies gate stencil I used. You can see how textured and how raised it is. Okay, so there's the first 2 pages. All right, I'm going to bring it up just a little bit, because when I go to open this, it's going to open into a 4-page spread. I may have to bring my camera up. So grab the handles, and then you open the 2 pages. And now you're going to hear a noise here. I'm going to try and bring this up a little bit just so you can get a bird's eye view and move my camera at the same time. Sorry, guys. Because when you open the 2 pages, you know, obviously it's going to open into 4. So there's kind of, and let me bring it, nope, that's out as far as we go. So let me bring it over this way so you can get kind of a bird's eye view of it over to this way. Okay. What I did is, I'm going to bring it back down again. Right there. One moment, please. Now you can get kind of a better look. So we'll start over this way. So this page over here is obviously the front cover, behind the front cover. Okay. Let me bring it up so you can see it. Almost every page has a pocket on it. A couple of them don't, but almost every page has a pocket. So I've got old doilies on here. I've got lots of vintage laces on here. This is like a tablecloth cut up. This is a lace from Joann's. Okay, this is a mold of one of the Prima resin pieces, corners, and I made my own. I added texture to it. This you can really see. I really love those word masks, and I think my last haul video I showed you the big one of it. This is the 6x6 one, but I love the words it does. I'll be using that mask a lot. So anyway, come down through here, and it's got a bunch of layers on here again. You can see all the different, like here, so you can see a layer and a layer and a layer and another layer. This is a picture from the Shakespeare book I found at a garage sale. It's in one of my other haul videos. So I ripped it out, and this is Romeo and Juliet on there, and I just kind of did gesso over the top. So it's a vintage picture from the book. And then this, remember this, is from the romance novel line. This is a pocket. Okay, so she can put stuff in here, pictures or whatever. This is one of my handmade flowers I did. And then on top of that, I just did a little Wild Orchid Crafts stick pin and a little bead and then a hanging gems right there. Okay, so there's that page. And then before I go over to the middle, I'm going to come over to this end over here and show you the other side of the front cover. So a bunch of textures and layers again. This is from that Canvas Core line, the love paper. This is what I want for you, is for the sun to shine every day. And I've got it all popped up here so it has dimension on it. And then I've got, this is a tag, comes out. I've got some vintage music paper on there. And all the papers and everything I put in here, even the music paper, has something to do with love or something like that. So this song even has to, the words in here talk about love and everything. And then this is like a the romance novel journal card, and then I took, this is a poem out of a book that I took out and sewed onto the card. I love the last line. It says, "My love is laughing, those wild things were never tame until I too, down dropping, kissed her silvery shoe." I know, right? That's so sweet. So pocket, she can add more pictures in here. Laces, this is my favorite. It's one of my favorite laces, this great big wide piece. And what I did is put 3 little roses here and cut this from the romance novel line. This is what you mean to me over the roses. And then underneath it, it's got like a key charm, and then this little word charm from my stash. It says love and be loved right there. And then I took a ribbon that's tied around the roses and just crinkled it up through here and crinkled it up through here. Okay, I'm going to leave that one tag out so I can show you other pockets. Now, the first 2 pages, the middle pages, this word hope is a wooden word that I got from Joann's or Michael's, one of those two. And what I did with the words is I painted them, and then Lindy stamped ging over them, and then stamped on it with a script stamp, and then I put texture over the top of it. Okay, so let me bring it up so you can see that. So you see how I stamped and stuff over it. Okay. So this page again, you can see doily up in the corner, another clay mold from the Prima line that I remade. here is, I'm going to bring my camera in so it's easier, I don't have to hold up. Here's another swirls mask I did, and then I stamped over the top. And this is a pocket. This is just from the romance novel line, little pocket. The pocket, as you can see here, is actually book paper. So, nice little pocket there. And then at the bottom of that, over the book paper, I've done lace. She could actually, if she wanted, this would actually fit in between, believe it or not, because I'm trying to hold it one-handed. There's this pocket, and then this is a double pocket. If you lift up, see this paper clip here? Let me show you. This is actually another pocket, can fit inside, or she can go behind it, behind the book paper. So this is a music note paper clip. I got these from Staples. Here I've crinkled up some crochet lace because Julianna loves crochet. And then I put in 4 Wild Orchid Crafts flowers, you know, all with texture and stuff on them. And then a cute little light bulb right there. I had to throw in just a little grunge, but I made it as sweet as I could. And then onto this side, oopsie, I don't want you to see that yet. This page, let me bring it out just a little bit. More texturing, another photo corner in here. This is, even this music note, vintage music note says dreams of spring because her favorite word is dream. Then I've got a little vellum quote here. Blessed is the influence of one true loving human soul on another. And then I've got another fabric flower. I've done a little bow and crinkled it up here and down the side. And on the flower I've hung a little gem charm, some double hearts, and a little love charm right here. And then this is cut from a tablecloth, this round doily, and that is a pocket. So if she wanted to, she can slip something right inside there. Okay, so there's those. All right, we're going on to the next page. Let me bring my camera back out so you can flip it open. The next thing you're going to see is love. So this is a wooden word, love. But what I'm going to do right now is go over to the back of the hope pages. Okay. So the back of this hope page, pocket page, a lot of texture, another clay photo corner I made. This is a pocket here, so grab this so you can see it. And what I did is just 2 laces. This lace for the pocket, and then this love, I love this lace over the top of it. So 2 laces here. And then I made just a little ensemble here. I mushed up some crochet lace, added some pearl bead sprays, added a little vellum transparency clock here. This is a little frame from Stampin' Up, I believe. I got a little kit at a garage sale of all these little frames. And there's a little metal word from my stash. In the frame is a word from the romance novel that says perfect, and then the little metal word says love. Okay, and then I've got some little flowers on here. Tucked inside is a little angel, because Julianna loves angels. There's a little carriage charm, and then I've got some gems over here. All right, and then on to the other side of this hope page behind. More layering, another metal photo corner. I've got some doilies back in here. This is a pocket, of course. I left just a peeking of a bird cage behind here on the paper because Julianna loves bird cages too. So all this is all tucked down and sewn, and then it's got a lacy pocket with just a little romance novel journal tag in there. And then over the top of this pocket, I've got some lace that's all bunched up here, glued. And then this is a mold of one of the Prima windows. Bring it in just a bit so you can see it. And over the top of that, I put a little tag. Says, love is a virtue representing all of human kindness, compassion, and affection. And then I've got a little metal wing here, and then a couple of little flowers all textured up. And like I said, I mushed all the flowers so they'd be all mushy. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there, you guys. Okay, next 2 pages. Let me bring this back out so you can see. This one is entitled Love. So there's a bird's eye view of that. This is that vintage image that I put on the back of my last video, I think I did, of my sketch book, because I love that image. This was supposed to be a pocket, but I forgot and glued this down, so this is the non-working pocket. Glued the flower right down over the top. So this is just a look-see page. So basically I've got bunches of layers and stuff. I've got, this is from the small yesterday from that word mask I like. This is a vellum quote. It says, "Love is a canvas furnished by nature and embroidered by imagination." Coming down to a bunch of layers. You can see I did chicken wire mask over here. This beautiful vintage photo. I think it's got to be my very favorite. And a fabric flower that I've put texture on. From that flower is hanging Kiss. I think this was a Tim Holtz thing. I can't remember. And then I've got a heart charm hanging on that. And then I've got around the flower is just vintage lace that I've kind of bunched up over the top. And then you can see my love, how I stamped on and added texture paste to it. And in this side, again, another pocket. I put an angel up in that right corner, as you can see. Like I've said, she loves angels. I've got chicken wire masking there. I love how that one says musical, that paper there. There is, says, "I found him in my heart." That is vintage music. And in another vellum quote, "Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things." And then over the top, that is a pocket there, so she can put something inside. I'll just kind of show you real quick. See, pocket. I just got some fabric, some sheer fabric that I bunched up underneath. I cut it to a strip, bunched it up, placed a few flowers there, and then a clay 2 that I made from a mold of the Tim Holtz metal 2. There's 2 sizes, a big 2 and a little 2, and I made molds of both of them. Okay, on to the last page, believe it or not. Let me bring down this one thing. The last page is the big finale of it because it's her favorite word, dream. So let me open the page. There it is. That's the last center page. And as you can see, that is one whole big page. Okay. And then I'm going to move this so you can see this is behind the love. So I'm going to bring that in so you can see it. I've made a couple of tags that fit inside. She can choose to use the tags or not. They're both from the romance novel line, or she can just put some pictures in here. So a couple of tags I've textured up. I sprayed a bunch of sprays onto this lace so it would look all kind of brown aged. And then inside the pocket, and then on the outside, I again bunched up some of that fabric here. And then this is a mold of the Prima, or not Prima. You know what I'm saying. This is a mold of the towers here and of the columns, and then some flowers, and then a little metal word from my stash that says promise. Okay. Yeah, the Prima line, right? All of a sudden I got like a brain freeze on that and couldn't remember. And then this one, this is all sticking to my lace down below. Again, a couple of tags to go inside, all from the Prima romance novel lines. Then the outside is just a simple little pocket. These 2 pages I made really simple. Lace, bunched up, made a bow here with some crochet lace, bunched it up. Some cute little flowers, texture on them, and then a little cherub in the center. Okay, and then back to the center, middle page. Bring it back out. Okay, says dream. Now the dream is hanging from chain. So let me bring it up and show you. Let me get it. Keeps everything wants to stick to my lace underneath. Okay, the dream hangs from a page. See, from what I did is added some eyelets and some chain and hung it so it's free at the bottom of the page. So it just hangs there. You see, you can flip it over. And what I did is I did a bunch of layering, of course. So let me put it back down so you can get a look-see at it while I'm explaining it. Did a bunch of layering with all the laces and stuff. I'll bring it in and kind of show you. You can see all the bunches of layers. This says, remember this. Bunched up. I love this woman from the one line, paper line. You guys all know that. Having a brain freeze again. Bunched up some lace down this side. I did texture up through here and mask, and I stamped on it. Okay. Trying to move my little thing here so you guys can get a good look at it. Move it down. Now the very top paper that I did the mask on, what I did is I kind of folded it. As you can see, I cut it down the middle and then folded it up. Now it's not double-sided paper. What I did is took some tea time paper and I cut it just to fit kind of the back, this part, and then the back, this part over here, so when I flipped it up, it would have a design on the other side. See that? And then right at the center of the paper where it folds up, kind of like so it's a curtain that's opening up, I've got a flower here, of course, a big Saw Crafters flowers, a couple of flowers here, some flowers up here. I have a metal spring and a little light bulb. This is a Tim Holtz word charm that says, "The journey awakens the soul." And then I've got a couple of clay wings I made from a mold, and I've added German glass glitter and then texture on top of that. From this Tim Holtz metal word, I used, let me bring it over here so you can see it. I used one of his teeny tiny paper clips and then hung a little charm from it. So that's kind of free hanging. From the bottom here, as you can see from the flower, this is one of those Meyer Road keys, and I wanted it to hang sideways. So what I did is I wrapped wire around it, as you can see here. And then on the wire, I added this lock charm and this clock charm, and then I took the wire and tucked it up and glued it up under the flower. Underneath on this whole back page is one great big piece of lace. So that's what you see there. And then onto the dream. Okay. So there's that. And then, let me tighten this back up. I love this page. It's my favorite last page. I just love it. Okay, so I'm going to close this up. And in the back, I just kind of decorated up. It's not anything, you know, fancy. Let me flip this over. This does lay flat once I get it all adjusted. But for the sake of the video, we're just going to flip it over real quick. I just didn't want it to be plain on the back, you know. So what I did is I just added a couple of layers of paper. A paper doily here. I did some masking on it. I'll bring it out so you can see it as a whole. Oh, I am out. Did some masking on it and stamping on it. Bring it up so you can see. There we go. So I did a couple, 3 layers here. So that's just what the back looks like, just to give it something. I don't want it to be plain. Anyway, so there it is. There's Miss Julianna's mini album. I really, really hope she likes it. I like it. I kind of want to keep it, but I'm not gonna. I will have pictures up on my blog. By the way, everybody, finally got my blog started. So there'll be pictures up on my blog. Please go take a look. My blog isn't fancy yet. I've just got some stuff up. I still got to mess with the title, things like that. But take a look at it. Become a follower. And, you know, so you can see some of my projects close up and everything like that with some pictures. And I'll, you know, journal from time to time. It's kind of fun. But I will put that link down below for you so you can go take a look at it and look at the pictures. Okay? All right, so I'm going to stop this video here. Now remember, the next 2 projects, her card and the last little project will be on the link down below, or if you just want to hunt for the video among my list of videos, it's the design team entry for the piece by piece. Okay? As always, thanks for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.